It's another day, and I tell you what, we had so much fun last week. I hope you watched all the neat things we did. We got more coming from downtown Baton Rouge this week. There's interviews being set up, and there's a surprise coming that you won't want to miss, but I'm not going to tell you what it is today. Right now, we want to talk about something that's really important, about how history dictates the future and how you need to be a part of history. With me, of course, is Hank Henagan. Always good to see you, Hank.
Hey, Doc.
Hank, like me, has been around for a very long time. As a matter of fact, we can remember back when we were kids, of course, and the World Series, which many of you are watching each night, actually was played in the afternoon. And there was a reason for that, because they didn't have the kind of lights on the stadiums that we have now.
That's correct.
So they couldn't play ball at night. They played in the daytime. I can remember back in school, we actually watched the game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I actually have some pictures to show you that were back in the day. Yes, for those of you watching that are too young to remember, kids actually watched the ball game in school. And the teacher would wheel the television in, and everybody would sit and watch the ball game and talk about it and root for their favorite team. And, you know, America did things. We got out and supported things that are going on, and we did go out and vote.
Sure.
And registering to vote, of course, it's too late to go out and do that today.
That's correct.
But Hank, one of the things that's going to be really critical to our state is the governor's race.
Yes, indeed.
It's getting ready to happen. The election's next week.
November 16th.
So you're going to have to go out and vote on the 16th, which you're not accustomed to doing. You're not used to going out.
Always the first Tuesday or second Tuesday in November.
So you're going to have to get out and vote. So let's talk about who's actually in the runoff right now. We've got a couple of guys running. We have one person by the name of, Governor Edwards.
Governor Edwards.
He's been in there for 4 years. So let's talk a little bit about his track record and what he's done. What do you personally think that he's accomplished for this state? I mean, everybody says that he brought us out of this big, deep depression. And I'm talking to Hank because Hank's lived here his entire life. I've been here for 9 years. I saw what it was like when Jindal was in charge. It got pretty weird whenever Edwards came in, and there seemed to be a lot of debt.
Yes. Well, I mean, you know, government, from our federal government to our local state government, is very, very much in debt, and it needs to be paid off as soon as possible. And we'd like to have a governor, and the governor Edwards says he's paying down the debt, but show me the real numbers. You know, I don't know what that is.
Well, on the other hand, you've got to say that things are much better now, even though we're still last in everything, better than it was 4 years ago.
Well, Baton Rouge economy is always going to be good. That's my grandfather used to say, as long as there's water in that river and they bring oil and gas products up and down that river and suck it in and cool down the plants with it, the petrochemical business up and down the Mississippi River here in Louisiana, it's always going to be a good economy. And I've seen it since I grew up here.
Water and oil.
Water and oil, gas and oil, and that's what drives our economy. And
how did Jindal get us so far down, or was it Jindal's fault?
I don't think it was Jindal's fault. I think he was trying to do the right thing. I just think government grew just through a natural growth, and we have to watch the growth there.
Well, a lot of people have left this state. It's hard
Yes.
for you and I to find qualified people to work
Yes.
in our business because so many people have left. If we lose another 25,000 people out of this
Exactly.
in this next few years, it's really going to change
Yes.
things.
Well, I mean, I'm an optimistic person, and I like to be optimistic about the state of Louisiana. And we may be last in education, we may be last in whatever, but our economy has always been well. And I can remember back in the 70s when Jimmy Carter was president and the interest rates were 21%.
Oh, we all
and
remember that.
Gas was rationing at $10, 10 gallons, and you had to stand in line for an hour to get 10 gallons of gas. And all the other economies around the nation was horrible, but Baton Rouge was unbelievable because of the oil and gas business.
I got you. Well, I tell you what, the most important thing I want to get across to you right now is you need to go out and vote.
Yes.
Okay? So be sure and put it on your calendar, do the research, and we're going to have some things coming your way right here on 30 on 3rd to help you make your decisions. Stay tuned. Thanks for checking in with us.